Virgo, you are represented by the Eight of Coins and the Devil card. So for some of you, there's a strong tie to a Capricorn person. And right now, you may feel like you have taken on a lot of responsibility or an obligation that connects to paying bills or working. Perhaps you're a workaholic. And so you are working to improve a situation. It could be self-improvement. It could be gaining some skills. It could be, in your work or your relationship. And there's a strong focus on being very detail-oriented, being very focused, which may serve you or it may work against you. This could be not being able to see the forest for the trees. You may be in conflict with your partner because you're doing the same things over and over and over. Maybe you're in a rut, or you may be very focused on, moving up the ladder of success, building your savings, your investments. So maybe you're being ultra responsible or very conservative. So the Devil card says that in some cases you may be, acting as an authority or dealing with authority figures. There could be some delays, some challenges, some extra responsibilities that may come through perhaps dealing with an ex. But there is some limitation or restriction that may be self-perpetuating. You may be imposing some restrictions on yourself. Maybe you're tightening up your belt. Or maybe you're trying to work to build up your savings. You and your partner want to, you have a goal in mind. For some of you, maybe you feel like you're working for, to pay the bills that connect to your ex. So maybe you're paying child support or you're paying alimony. For some of you, maybe this is tying to strong sexual connection. You're working on this sexual chemistry. It's growing between you and another person. But this could also be some form of addiction or an unhealthy attachment, some habit that keeps you chained to a negative situation. So you're having to look at, what your investment is, what you're attached to. Does it serve you or is it working against you? Is it a ball and chain around your neck? Or is this a valid responsibility or obligation that you're taking on? Again, you could be in a rut. It could be that you are restricted by holding on to old wounds, mistakes, grievances, accusations, hurts, where you don't progress in the relationship. And this may connect to discernment about something. Now, some of you may be putting on a game face. Maybe you're taking on extra responsibility and you're not showing how you feel. Or perhaps you're trying to get to the bottom of something, the bills, how you can improve your work or business that you're trying to grow. But there is something that feels like it's going nowhere and you're trying to get to the bottom of that. It could be your relationship is not moving the way it should. You're in a rut. Or maybe you're going around and around about the same issues and you never come to any kind of resolution. It could be that, you feel like you're making some progress and then all of a sudden that door slams in your face. So you're trying to gain some understanding. Maybe you're hiding how you really feel or someone you're connected to. So this may be a time to try to, work hard, focus in on the details, or maybe it's those little things that matter that have been keeping, when you don't pay attention to the details, maybe that's what's been hurting your relationship. So you're having to look beneath the surface of a situation to see it for what it is. And again, there's some responsibilities, some challenges, some time delays. It may connect to your ex, to your work, to your sexuality. It could connect to, parental concerns. So you're trying to get to the bottom of a situation that has currently seemed as if it's going nowhere. Now, the romance is characterized by the King of Coins and the Nine of Wands. So this is earth energy. Could be a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. And again, we have this devil connection. So this could be a strong tie to a Capricorn. Somebody is very determined to establish something, either emotionally, financially, or both. And there could be some conflicts that center around possessions, finances, real estate, property, land. Somebody may be trying to defend or protect their assets or their rights or their reputation. And this may have been an ongoing conflict. Somebody is battle weary. They've been struggling for some time now. And something about finances or establishing something has really taken a toll on you, not only perhaps emotionally, but physically as well. You're wondering if you have the strength to keep going with something. So you're assessing a situation and you're trying to figure out, what has gone on thus far? What has been invested in something? And what are the merits of it? And you're looking at something more objectively, whereas in the past, maybe you would have been emotional. Now you see your own role in a situation and you see how you got to this, place where perhaps you are in a rut, where there is some limitation or restriction, where maybe you've hurt yourself or you've blocked yourself. So you've gained some experience through some hard knocks, some life lessons that are going to serve you. And even though you may wonder if you can reach that finish line, this is a period where you are very close to that. There's a victory in store, but not without a struggle. You're going to have to work really hard and draw on your reserve and your courage and your conviction to move forward. So you're very determined about something in spite of dealing with some kind of loss or setback. This is the time to make some needed changes. And if you fail to do so, you'll stay stuck. Now, the King of Coins says that this is about being a conscientious worker. Maybe you've been working very hard, maybe to the point of being a workaholic. And for some of you, you're really focused on the finances. You may be getting some financial advice. Again, this could center around property, real estate, business, managing something and trying to be financially secure. So you are struggling to establish yourself or determined to. This is also about establishing relationships that make you feel secure. Now, you could be ignoring your relationship. Maybe you're preoccupied with financial matters. Positively, this king is the sure bet for family. He's a provider, he's a protector, he's a loyal friend, and so he's willing to work long and hard in order to establish himself, to set a firm foundation. But negatively, he may be controlling. He could be a dictator. Maybe this is about struggles that come through mismanaging money, or somebody that's going to do anything for money, or somebody who is chauvinistic or misogynist. So, somebody may be very tight. They're suspicious, they're stingy, or they're self-indulgent because they're so focused on that bottom line, that dollar. They're materialistic and they're opinionated to boot. So, you may be struggling with those traits in yourself. You may be meeting that in somebody else. Positively, again, this is about increasing your income. That may be important for you as a couple or to meet somebody. You're putting in persistent effort. Maybe you're in talks, that center around money. Maybe you're involved in some kind of negotiation, or you're trying to get some backing from investors or the bank. You're focused on investing your money and increasing your income, and again, working hard. Now, something about your situation may connect to large sums of money. And if you're seeking support from this king, he may resent having to help you or support you, or he may not be prone to investing in anything that is, pie in the sky. He's a traditionalist, he's a conservative, and he wants to have you make an explanation for your purchases or why he's having to pay you X amount. Again, he's the safest bet to start a family because he wants to take care of his family. but he's also going to want some justification for how money is spent, for what he's doing. Now, this could be a period where you're struggling to establish something, or you're very determined. You may want to settle down with somebody. And this could be a time where you are being very discerning. What relationships don't have a chance in hell? What's going to end up in a dead end? What is bogging me down? What's an unhealthy attachment? So you're being very critical and selective about who you get involved with romantically. And this could be a period where you decide to, go on a date. Maybe you ask somebody out, or somebody asks you out, or you tell somebody how much you care about them. Maybe you're struggling to do that, or you're very determined to do that. This may be a marriage proposal, because this king is focused on permanence. And he wants to connect with those who share his same life outlook, the same goals, the same ambitions, the same dreams, and probably handles money in the same way that he does. So for some of you, this is, trying to establish something. But again, either of you may be too critical or controlling, and that may, you may be very defensive and on guard, because you're always having this power struggle over money or how to establish something, or, maybe you're feeling emotionally insecure. This may have to do with either moving forward or moving onward. Now, maybe you're trying to establish something and you're struggling because you're doing it all by yourself. And maybe this king of coins is going to help you move forward in that. You may feel like you need solitude. Maybe you don't want to engage with anybody right now, and you're determined to draw those boundaries. But for some of you, maybe you're alone, but you're not necessarily alone by choice. So you're working on a plan and following through on something. And either, again, you are, you don't know where you're headed. Maybe you're moving on by yourself because a relationship has met with a dead end and you need to reorient, or you're trying to figure out what's wrong. And so you're getting focused and you're coming up with a plan to move forward. Now, why is this occurring?